update the Twitch app. It's being annoying.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come up.
Yeah, just waiting for pop up as live, and then we can begin. I'll run through replacements and whatnot first.
Yeah. We're going live now, by the way. Showing up.
Yeah. There we go. Boom. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Super League here in Gavra Racing, and back once again for the quickest league we have here. All of these drivers getting ready for what has been a titanic championship battle so far, and we hope for it to carry on and continue here past Monza once again. And I'm joined once again. He was here in the Freshman League for his first time, and he did so well that I've got him back in again. It's Byron. And Byron, there is a small echo, by the way, just to let you know. I don't know if you'd be able to sort that out.
Yeah, I'll just turn my audio down. No problem whatsoever.
But yeah, welcome back to the stream, Byron. How you doing, mate? And I know you're very much looking forward to seeing these drivers, especially when I told you about their pace for the first time. You were very surprised by it, so I can imagine you're excited for this one.
I mean, these guys are the top of the game, and as you would expect, they're definitely not on my level. I'm noticing a lot of drivers are cutting corners during quali. I'm assuming that's something that's allowed. They're all straight lining turn one.
Some of them probably will do that. Obviously, just save the tyres, or I don't know. It hasn't usually been a real problem, obviously, because people haven't caused any incidents from it yet or anything, so we haven't really needed to address it too much. But yeah, it just isn't a problem at the moment. But yeah, just going to speak about a couple of replacements and a new person into the Super League today. And yeah, so in terms of replacements today, Cass Tengel is replacing XIG in the Haas for today. And I believe that's the only replacement. Once again, as always, Bonnie will back in the Williams, as she will be for the rest of the season. And this man here, who we all know very, very well from the Academy League, is here in the Super League. He hasn't won his Academy League Championship yet. I was telling him that preferably he'd probably want to join after he won his championship, which I believe he is able to win next race in the Academy League, because they only have 2 races left. But he insisted on joining the Super League, and usually the Academy season finishes earlier than the rest of the main league, so we do let drivers move up on what pace they are running in their leagues, and we will assign them into the other leagues if there are spaces from the Academy for the rest of the season. But yeah, I was very excited for Leo Cat to join, because he's top of the table in the Academy at the moment, and is on a big streak at the moment. It's completely dominating that league, so it's going to be interesting to see here, Byron, what he's going to do in the here in the Super League.
Yeah, well, obviously a lot of these drivers are going to be trying to make their moves and really move up those leagues if they're just proving a little bit too fast for the other drivers. I was hearing, obviously, there you mentioned that there's a female driver. I'm not sure whether it's a driver or drivers.
At the moment, I only know Boneville is a female driver. Well, it's actually a couple who race, if they don't mind me saying about it. But yeah, it's a couple who race, and boyfriend and girlfriend. But she races on F1, and he races on GT Sport, which is quite an interesting one. But yeah. Bonnie here in Super League and Freshman League as well. But yeah, it's always good to see especially females getting into F1 and into motorsport in general, because there's not enough of them, and I do think definitely there is a place for them in motorsport in general. But hello, Karen.
I was just going to say 100%. It's really important that there are females, and it's great to have a female driving in the top tier of Gavra Racing, because it really does show this almost alter ego. Motorsport is very much men focused, but here we have the exception to the rule.
Yeah. And hello everyone in the chat. Gavra's here, Daz is here, Tom is that It's a Tom Massey. I'm not good with names. Castengo, iVelocity. Hello, Dirty Larry. Welcome to the chat as well. Woody's here. Followed Doharis. Welcome as well. Welcome everyone to the Super League. And I will do so. Hello, Yordi as well. Welcome, Mason. Hello as well, Mason. Your championship rival in the race today, mate. In a championship rival in the academies in the race here. So you'll have to keep an eye on him and see how well he does here around Monza. Be supporting your fellow Academy League drivers. Someone just moved up there. I think it was Piero. Yeah, just moved up into a 119.0 there for the Frenchman. He's had a few poor run of races. He got second, Byron, in both previous Super League championships. He was second in the Drivers' Championship, and this season he's all the way down in around 10th or 11th. He's had a bit of a shocker this season, and a couple of races in a row now he's not had many good results, but 7th place, not bad for him at the moment, but I think it's just over time. Quicker drivers have come in, and obviously, some drivers get pushed down, some go up. Hello, Black Country Mush as well. Welcome to the chat. Good to see everyone here.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see actually that you have the some drivers who have been very consistently at the top of the standings, and these faster drivers are just now becoming too fast for them, and they can't. It's always about adapting, and you can't always adapt as quick as your rivals, and it's quite clear that some drivers are struggling more than others to adapt to the new season.
So a couple of people just putting some times. I think I believe Norma Shadow just moved up to an 18.8. Dan Schneider, and he moved up with an 18.8 as well, up into 6th place. Mara's up into 7th. Current 3 in the championship. Mara's Atom and Z-Tech Oreos. I don't know, Byron, quickly, if you want to just grab up the championship standings, and we'll run through the top 10 in the championship. In the Drivers' Championship anyway, because I know the Drivers' Championship very, very close at the moment between those top 3 drivers. We had a titanic battle last week between the 3 of them, and at the moment 2 of them up top. 4th in the championship, Rick Holt, currently in 3rd, and Maris moved himself up into 4th actually, in the end, up into 4th place. So the battle's still on here for the championship.
Well, I'm pulling them up as we speak. Should be very interesting, actually, to see what's going on for these guys. I think it probably is very close, and as I said, it's pretty close. So at top you have Zetic Oreos, quite an easy name to pronounce. 124 points. He's won 2 races and had 5 podiums over the course of the season so far. Been quite unlucky though, having 2 DNFs so far this season, and not been the greatest when it comes to consistency, but still standing there at the top of the standings. You've got Mares, 1097. He is P2 in the championship with 117 points. And then you have Atimgren. Yep, that's interesting.
Yeah, Atimgren.
107 points for him. Nabsluk is 4th with 84. 5th is Rick Holt 2004 with 68 points to his name. Chris X-Stars has 52 points. Pearson Jacks has 47 points. Toussaint has 45 points. And Besser has 42 points. 38 points for Dan Schneider, which actually shows that it's very closely packed in the midfielders. I believe that Beza isn't actually racing anymore, so he will probably carry on dropping quite far down that list of people, and so will Chris X Stars actually as well, who's probably quite far down there as well. Those two are not racing anymore, but that was the top 10 in the championship. What about the constructors? How's the constructors looking? I know it's very close between Renault, Alfa Romeo, and Racing Point, I believe, is up there as well. You're indeed correct with that, and actually you got the order spot on. Renault are currently leading the championship with 166 points. and looking very strong there, and favourites to take the championship as it stands. Alfa Romeo second with 152 points. It's not something you'd exactly expect to see in real life as it stands, but Racing Point third with 141 points. McLaren fourth with 110, and I believe it is... Hang on, this has gone very dodgy. As you'd expect, you've always got issues. Fifth is Ferrari with 101, Mercedes are 6th, 83, Williams are 7th with 64, Red Bull 8th with 46, Haas are 9th with 37, and 10th for AlphaTauri with 11 points to their name as it stands. Obviously there's big room to move up the championship if there's a good race here for a lot of our drivers, so it'll be very interesting to see who does what in this race.
Yeah, I'll have to see what's going to happen here. Still all to play for here in the Super League, as Pierre actually moving up to third in the end, so getting involved in that championship rivalry up top. Leo Cat actually moved himself up to 5th place as well, so the Academy League leader at the moment, currently showing his presence and his pace here in the Super League as well, dropping Mares down to 6th place. Just looking around the rest of the grid as well. Norma Shadow starting a lap, Geek Fusion coming around on an out lap as well, Dan Schneider just coming through. Ascari is Toussaint coming into the pits now, he'll be able to go for a lap towards the end. And I did see actually that we had 70 viewers yesterday. I'm hoping that we can get to somewhere for that here in the Super League, to be honest, because I think the Super League is definitely the league that you most want to look out for in terms of the racing, but also the championship battle that's currently happening. What happened to Jax? Oh yeah, sorry Cryptek, I should have mentioned that actually. Jax received a LLP4 from last race, but only got 2 license points added to his name alongside it. So we felt the penalty, position grid drop was a bit too harsh, but a qualifying ban would have allowed him to at least got back into the race and get into the points. So yeah, he only got 2 penalty points to his name and a qualifying ban, which is why he's starting from the back of the grid. And Geek Fusion now just starting a lap. I'm just trying to see here, Baron, who's coming round towards the end of that. Jetsy has invalidated. He was towards the end of his lap. Pope is coming to the line and is just on an 18-8, moves us up over into 7th place there in the racing point. Looking as well, Geek Fusion just coming through the second chicane down towards the Lesmos in the Alpha Tauri. Just trying to see who's next across the line. Looks like there's a Haas coming across the line. Could be Cass Tengel. He has just started a lap. There's a Red Bull. That's Dan Schneider. He's invalidated his lap. Is anybody actually on? No, both McLarens on a lap. Jojo Power looks like he's next to come around and start a lap. And I'll tell you something about an interesting thing with the track limits on this game, as it looks like Jetsy not being able to improve on his 18.4. That's a really, really quick time for Jetsy. Moved himself quite high up the grid there into 3rd place. But notice something that Jojo Power just did there. The exit of Ascari. Obviously, you shouldn't be able to... you shouldn't be able to run wide there, but actually if you run so far out wide on the exit of Ascari, it doesn't give you a penalty, which is interesting on the strict corner cutting, which I don't understand why. Black Country says Tiger West Natty not here today. He may have a broken finger for a reason which I will not mention. It was something quite bad that happened to him, let's just say. So yeah, he's unable to use his analog sticks at this current stage. But yeah, he's a bit injured at the moment. But yeah, it seems a bit strange, that, Byron, how they're allowed to track extend on the exit of Ascari and get away with it.
Well, I think it's obviously an interesting thing. These drivers are definitely going to be utilising that to maximum effect when they're trying to get that really good lap. And there's not all too much you can really do about it. The game clearly has this small little undersight, and it seems to think that is perfectly okay. And if the game says it's okay, well, there's not all too much you can do about it. So these drivers are going to be using it to absolute maximum effect.
To be honest, though, I think I haven't seen many drivers do it. I've only seen one so far, but I definitely did it in the race yesterday, and it didn't give me a penalty for it. And I know a couple of people I was speaking to in practice said that was also the case. It doesn't give you a penalty for it. But Zetec Oreos only able to stay second as the quali session is coming to an end, as Dan Steiner, Aston and Jojo Powell will not be able to improve on their times. Pope will not be able to improve either. Keep an eye on the currently in the championship battle, Atom Grin, as he is currently coming through the chicane in the middle sector, dipping a little bit into the gravel there, but he keeps it nicely out of there, coming through the first of the two famous Lesmos here in Monza. He's going to go down into the next one here, shift down into fifth gear, keeping off of the track limits there. The front of the car likes to swerve in a little bit there, a lot of oversteer. The rear will be screaming at him as well, as I think he's actually quite close behind Mares, who's also just come through with Ascari. So these two here in the championship battle, Byron, and they're actually coming down now towards the line. So let's see what they do as they come through Parabolica. But this could be a very quick time from Mares. So he's coming around through Parabolica now. Can Mares secure himself a position on the front row, at least in the top four where he needs to be? And it is second for him. Atom Grin, he only needs to do now, can he improve his time and secure his pole position? And I think he's backed down. Yeah.
He made a big mistake through Ascari, didn't get invalidated, but lost him a heap load of time, and then was the car in front, which I think slowed him down quite a bit. Whilst you were talking there, Dabslick in the McLaren had an absolutely flyer of a lap, went all the way down from P18 up to P6 at the time, but now P7 after everybody has set their time. So only losing one place there to Mares, who had an absolute flyer of a lap, and will start on the front row alongside, well, I still don't know how to fully pronounce that name, but we'll go Atom Gren.
Atom Gren. Just call him Tim if you want to. Just call him Tim, because that's what we all call him, to be honest. So, but yeah, that's the top three in the championship. I believe is that in reverse order of championship?
I believe it is, actually.
Is it Tim Mares and Zetec Oreos in terms of the... So it's the reverse order of the championship there in quali. This is what the Titanic battle is that I keep on talking about. So it's Atom on pole, Mares in second, Zetec Oreos in third, Jetsy in fourth, Rick Holt, that is a fellow Dutchman behind him in fifth place, Piero in sixth, Nabil Sick in seventh, Norma Shadow in eighth, Leo Cat down in ninth, Pope in 10th, Cass in 11th, Toussaint in 12th, Geek in 13th, Dan Steiner in 14th, Wiggly Star 15th, Axton 16th, Joda Power 17th, Bonneville 18th, and Jax, with his qualifying ban, will start at the back in 19th place. And we are going to have a very, very good race here, Byron. And I'll tell you what happened last season in the Super League, in the F1 2020 game. We had slick conditions, but as you saw in the freshman, we had the exact same conditions as in the freshman, where it was these damp, slick conditions. We had that in the Super League last season. It made for a very exciting race. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen here. Black Country Toussaint will most likely start on the mediums because he is outside the top 10. So most likely will. Do you reckon that's the preferred strategy, Baron, for the guys outside the top 10? Start on the mediums, go to the softs towards the end?
Probably. I think it really gives you that really good pace advantage towards the end of the race. It's just going to be as to how well they manage those mediums and how much they're going to hold up other cars. Remember, it really will be dependent on if you get held up in traffic or not, and how you manage to get through the field. So, who knows? Definitely,
but yeah, no. Usually it's better though anyway, because when they get onto that, it's better to use those mediums on that higher fuel, and then when the car's a lot lighter, they can go onto the softs and really maximise the speed out of those soft tyres. But here we go for the formation lap here in Monza, and a wonderful high-speed track. Someone hasn't moved off the line. Jetsy hasn't moved off the line, but luckily Ghosting's on, so there wasn't any issues there. But as everybody gets underway on the formation lap, and let's hope that there isn't a big crash like there was yesterday, Byron, in the Premier Series. I was actually racing in that race, and still don't know at this moment what exactly happened, but let's just say there was one of those huge pile-ups even before we'd got to turn one. I think someone had spun the car off of the start, lost the rear, and then it caused a bit of a pile-up. But yeah, we had an instant lap 1 safety car, and then from then on the race was pretty clean, to be fair. There was another safety car that came out, but someone made an individual mistake, so people will make mistakes around this track. We've seen it already quite a few times this week across the 3 leagues that have been in Monza. A lot of people making individual mistakes and causing there to be a safety car or a virtual safety car to come out. So we could see one of those today. And especially with 19 drivers as well, there's definitely going to be carnage. But if it stays as it is, Byron, the championship standings will be absolutely amazing at the moment in terms of the fight for the championship. And with what is going to be 4 races now after this, I believe it is. Yeah, 4 races after this, then yeah, well, it's going to be a really good championship, this one.
For sure. I'm just keeping an eye on the MFD of some of the cars that are actually coming through to basically the tyre temperature lock-off point. As soon as you reach the point where the AI takes control, your tyre temperatures are actually logged. Commonly unknown fact, and seems like actually the tyres...
I did actually know that.
Yeah, some drivers seem to be struggling a little bit on the right rear.
The right rear?
Yeah, some seem to not be quite getting as much temperature into them. But it does seem like quite a bit of the field has got those tyres into a very nice window. And the pole sitter has both of his fronts on 90 and both of his rears on 85. But
here we go. The lights
coming on now.
Yeah, the lights.
Well, they're not even revving, so clearly the game is having a sabbatical yet again.
Yeah, it will, but we're going to watch for the revs now as the rev counters will go up on the cars, and that's where we're going to already know, and it's going to be lights out and away we go here in the Super League, here in Monza. And Active going off to a decent start, though. He's got Maris on his inside. There's a few people moving across there towards back. Pierre trying to defend, and Nabel Sick has gone down in between him and Rick Hall. Pierre's gone into the back of a Red Bull there, and it's got 3 wide there through turn 2 as the top 3 stay in the same position. Nabel Sick moving up into 5th place. Norman Shadow going past his teammate Rick Holt, as Pope now going to go down the inside of him as well here, and it seems to be pretty clean off the start so far, as Pope going to be looking for a move again on Norman Shadow into the chicane here, as a few people going to go triangle wheel to wheel in the back, and that's Castengel's gone really deep there into I think that was a Ferrari of Rick Holt, went way too deep there as Leo Cat now battling with looks like the Haas there of Castengel, as Leo Cat goes down the inside. Now Toussaint going to try and get involved as well, as he's going to go down the inside for the second. Let's Cass forced a little bit wide. Skeet Fusion and go past as well, and he's going to try and get involved with Toussaint. I think Cass has got a little bit of damage, Byron, as they hit the back of the Ferrari, I believe it was, and yeah, just losing a ton of positions here, so the Haas might have to come into the pits, but Jack's already up into 14th place after his quali ban from the back of the grid. But at the moment it's been a pretty clean start so far from the Super League drivers. At him a 1.5 second lead over the Mares, and that's a really good start from him there.
Well, yes, it is. Yeah, the Haas did get damage indeed on the right end plate, and they are coming into the pits, and so is the other Haas. So, well, that's going to be very annoying for Kasten, as they're going to really get held up by their teammate substantially. So they're going to be well out of the mix in the race as it stands. Just keeping an eye on where the battles are. Leo Cat still looking very strong in the points. Already built a 1.1 second gap to the car behind, and he is pressuring the Ferrari of Rick Holt. So clearly having a pretty good start to his race as it stands. But Piero, he's not looking bad either, and so's Nabsil, because it seems Jetsy, has got quite a lot of work to do. He's not really. He's in this kind of almost awkward midfield. He's got a car behind him, really fast. He's got a car in front of him, really fast. He's kind of the odd one out, but it seems to be, as he seems to be struggling a little bit in the earlier stages of the race. Taking a look at who's gained quite a lot of positions. Your biggest gainer was Pearson, gained 6 positions as it stands. probably looking to gain quite a few more in this race. And our biggest loser being Caston, as he falls down to 19th after starting 11th. Really had the optimal strategy, but hasn't quite utilised it.
I think there's going to be an overtake here as Toussaint and Geek Fusion having a bit of a battle here, as there was a bit of a battle going on between Weekly Style and Jax and Dan Schneider just before while you were speaking, and I think that they managed to resolve that just before they got into a scarring. But Toussaint up into 11th place. And yeah, good start from Jax, as he said. Obviously had that quali banter, had to start from the back of the grid, so he would usually be up there with the front runners. But I'm surprised to see Jetsy up there, because Jetsy, we haven't really seen much from him this season. Surprising to see him up there in the top 5. He's usually been a midfield pack car in that Red Bull, but he's having a really good race today here in Monza as Zetec Orioles piling the pressure on Mares here for second place. Atom's put on a 1.6 second gap. This is what he needs here for him in his championship. And yeah, I've obviously in the chat saying Tim is pulling away fast. He is definitely pulling a gap, and if these two carry on fighting behind them, which both they'll be thinking in their heads that they don't want to battle at the moment, still 3 laps gone, 27 left to go, still going to play that long game and try and catch up to Tim up ahead, who's nearly got a 2-second gap on these guys here for battling for second place. But Zetec Orioles might go for the move here, Baron. This is the second place. The championship battle here is Zetec going to go to the inside here into turn 1. He's going to get the move done nice and easily before the braking zone, as Pope now going to go wheel to wheel with Norma's Shadow, as well as someone's gone really deep there. Nabil 6 had to use the escape lane and it's come back onto the track, and it's got Pope now trying to go around the inside through Curva Grande as Nabil 6 caught on the inside. Pope going to go on the outside and is going to keep the position there, but that was a pretty easy move for Zetec Orioles to second place there, Baron.
Yeah, well, DRS being utilised to great effect on the Renault almost looked like a walk in the park, and trust me, I've had a fair few walks in the park, so I should know. And it looked like it was just an absolute breeze for the Renault driver as he just absolutely soared past the racing point of Mares. But Mares now going to be looking to maybe pile the pressure on. Maybe he might want to use a bit of ERS, to make sure he's within 1 second come the DRS detection zone, to make sure he stays in the hunt.
I mean, Mares has actually dropped back a little bit. He was just over a second there.
Oh, I think we might have potato Wi-Fi going on here. I believe what he was just saying is Mares is dropping back. He wasn't quite within a second come the DRS. Well, he was within a second come the detection zone, but kind of fell out of it a little bit. So
yeah, my controller died, and it did tell me my controller died until like 30 seconds after, which was weird there. But yeah, Mares did drop back a little bit there, but and has closed the gap down to back under a second. But looking here as Rick Holt close up behind Nabil Sik. Rick Holt getting involved in quite a few battles on the start of this race, and did start up in 5th place, dropped down to 9th here at the moment, so he's not had the best of starts here off of the line, and Zetec is gaining slightly on at him, and we've got someone off at the back, and it's Leo Cat, the Academy League current leader of the Academy League, has had a spin at the back in his Williams. And I'm not sure what's happened there, but I don't know. I don't think he's caused any damage to other drivers. I think he's just had a bit of spin at that second chicane. And that's unfortunate for him. He was having a good race. He was having a good race in here, Byron. But here goes Jojo Power looking to the inside here into Ascari on Bon Evil. A little bit of a push, a little bit of contact on the exit, but they keep it clean. And Bon Evil comes out on top in the end, but Jojo Power isn't going to back down here. Will he try it into Parabolica? He's going to possibly move to the outside. Will he sit behind? No, I think he wants that DRS into turn 1.
Yeah, the DRS is incredibly powerful, so why not make the move a whole lot easier on yourself? I am noticing, though, quite low batteries. As you get towards the kind of rear end of the field, you see less and less battery. The kind of top few have kind of got about 50% of the battery, although as I say that, blooming Jetsy is on blooming only 20% of his battery, so clearly using a lot of that ERS to try and stay close to the top 3. She's not really doing.
Jojo Power and Bonnie having a little bit of a tangle there at turns 1 and 2. Bonnie was on the outside going into turn 1. Then on the inside at turn 2, Jojo just got squeezed onto the gravel a little bit. Nothing that neither of them can do, because it's a difficult area to go wheel to wheel in. It was a big drift from Jojo there out of the first Lesmo, but trying to keep that car under control. Welcome F1 Lover into the chat. F1 Lover, see if you can get some more people over here if you can to come and watch this really good battle here for the championship. Atom Green currently leading. Z-Tech Oreos has got that gap down, Baron, to under a second now, and currently second in the currently third. No, wait, no, second in the championship. Is currently second in this race and gaining a lot on Atom for the lead of this race. Mares dropping back a little bit, but with these guys battling up front, Mares will not be out of the question, and here goes Norma Shadow to the inside of Pope, and he's going to get the move done up into 6th position, and nice and easy past the racing point. Is Nabel Sick going to be close up behind them as well? A little battle here for the midfield pack between Toussaint Geek, Wiggly Style, Dan Schneider, and Jax as well getting involved. Jax hasn't been able to work his way up through the pack yet. He's doing a bit of a Valtteri Bottas at the moment in that Mercedes, and not being able to find his way through the midfield pack, but might be able to. Obviously, he's on that alternate strategy. Is Bonnie and Jojo Power again going wheel to wheel? Jojo stays on the inside. There's a bit of contact there. Now, we don't want to be doing a Vettel Hamilton in Baku, guys. Let's make sure we're keeping it nice and clean here. There's Bonnie to the outside again. Jojo on the inside of the Lesmo, and Jojo being squeezed there. Is Leo Cat going to get involved in this battle now between Jojo and his teammate, as it's going to go 3 wide? Oh, there's a huge crash. That's a big crash. That surely has to be a safety car.
That is apparently not looking like it's going to be a.
It's a virtual safety car. That is a big crash.
You could almost see that happening.
Yeah, there was a lot of pushing and shoving from those two. And yeah, to be honest, it wasn't going to end well. It definitely was going to end in tears, but I'm not sure. It did look like there was a bit of a shunt from Bonnie, and if so, that could possibly be a penalty coming her way. And I don't know what's going to happen, but there was a lot of contact between those two, so that would definitely be looked at by the stewards. And penalties will be awarded. But Byron, a lot of people making a pit stop for the hard tyres, and 2 people actually opting for the set of mediums. Now, the mediums, I know from lap 10 can make it to the end of the race. However, lap 8 is a big push on those medium tyres. I'm not sure if it is going to be makeable.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. Jojo Power expressing his anger in the chat, saying, "He punched me into the wall. What is this all about?" I've just noticed there's also a change for the lead. Zetic Oreos has got past at
yeah, the battle for the lead is continuing as Zetic Oreos managed to get past Atom now, but Atom going to have the DRS here. This is for the lead in the race and the battle for the championship here. Zetic Oreos going to defend as best he can. Atom's going to go to the outside here as he's actually going to go breezing past before the first corner, and he's going to get the move done and goes back up into the lead of this race here. And these 3 battling it out for the championship, and they're actually gapping a little bit to the cars behind, and these 3 storming away. And you can tell, Byron, why these 3 are leading, well, these are currently battling for the championship, because you can see how quick they are and the gaps that they're pulling to the rest of the guys behind.
Well, I did need to inform you that Pearson Jax, Rick Holt, and I believe Dan Snyder all got drive-through time penalties. I believe that's the 3 drivers that did get penalties. Yes, I am correct in that. So they've all had to, just after they pitted, the lap after they pit, come back into the pit lane to serve a drive-through time penalty they got for speeding on the virtual safety car.
That's unfortunate for those guys as they're not watching the Delta, but here goes Piero down the inside of into Ascari. He gets the move done. Up into 4th place goes the Frenchman. This is a lot better performance from him this week here in Monza. And yeah, the battle for the battle for the lead is still continuing between these three, Byron. Less than a second splits all three of these guys battling for the championship. What a battle we've got on our hands here. All three of them, apart from Mara, is actually deploying the overtake. And Z-Tech Orioles now gaining heavily on Atim. Will he look for the move here into turn one? No, just a little bit too far away to go for the move as Piero actually dives into the pits and goes onto the medium tires, which he should be able to get to the end. Oh, there's a spin! Oh, that's a big spin for him, and that could possibly really dampen his championship contention there. As Atom Grins had a huge spin. I don't know, Byron, was there any contact? Did you see?
No, he just lost it of his own accord. I saw it happen. Just put too much throttle on the exit of turn one and just absolutely spun it off. Luckily managed to keep the car obviously running, which I don't know why I said that. Almost like, sounds like I'm commentating real life F1, but he manages to go down the escape road, no penalty, but that is a lot of time lost, and he's going to be really kicking himself now. But it's about recomposing yourself and getting back into the game and really pushing like hell, because now he is going to have to.
That is huge in the championship for Atom Grin, and he's now allowed Mares and Z-Tech to pull away, but it's not over yet. Still 17 laps in rest in this race as Z-Tech Oreos comes into the pits. Mares stays out. Jetsy going to come as well. I'm sure Atom is actually going to stay out, interestingly, on those set of soft tyres. And Toussaint, his teammate, will come in. Looks like Atom staying out for another lap. Feels he can go longer on those soft tyres. Try and go for the overcut if he can, as it's been good for Toussaint, the amount of pit stops that people have been doing, and a couple of the drive-throughs that people had as well. He's going to come out possibly a position ahead of where he was. If he can get out ahead of Geek Fusion, no, he's just going to come out behind him, but he's going to be on fresher tyres than both drivers behind and the driver in front. So Toussaint in a good position here to pick up a couple of points, as Piero right up behind Z-Tech, as Z-Tech did pit actually for the mediums, and that's allowed Piero to get right up behind him as well. So Piero actually could be in the battle for this for the lead of the race. I've Rossi said I know what happened, but I don't want to start an argument. Was that for the Jojo Power Bonnie incident, or was that for the? Yeah, to be fair, yeah, Jojo is correct. Just let the stewards deal with the incident that happened, but we'll definitely find out. You'll find out next week from me what the consequences are for the actions. Byron Mares into the pits. Will Atom follow him? And Atom does react to him. Keep an eye where Z-Tech Oreos is, though, because he's going to have to see where he is in conjunction to these two guys. Atom, though, has still not gone into his pit box yet, and he has just done now. So he's going to be all the way behind this pack of cars, and that spin has really not helped him in his championship run.
Well, Mares coming out behind him and Piero, so not a great place to be, but not a bad one either. But now he has a bit of traffic to
Oh, he's actually going to go wheel to wheel with Geek Fusion into turn one. I know, it's quite amazing actually. Atom coming out of the pits, Byron, went immediately wheel to wheel with another driver. It's Geek Fusion coming down the straight, and Atom actually manages to keep the position in the end.
Well, he's now going to try and... Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Toussaint to the inside of Geek Fusion, and he pushed him a little bit wide into the gravel there, and he lost the position to Leocat. And I'm not sure if Toussaint just ran deep and couldn't do anything else, but sort of couldn't do anything in that situation. I'm not sure, but it did look like he was squeezed Geek Fusion a little bit to the gravel. But Gav mentioned in the chat there, Byron, that undercut for Piero is really working out, because now he's battling for the lead of the race as Dan Schneider. It's had a spin at the back there. But yeah, that undercut for Piero has really worked here, Byron.
It really has, and he's now up into the mix for the race lead, and it's really a good situation to be on if you're a Frenchman called Piero at Monza, which I believe there's only one, so
yeah,
he's the only one having a good time here.
He's just he's gone for the... Yeah, he's just gone for the move round the outside of Zitagoras, and he's got the move done. Up into the lead of the race now goes the Frenchman, and it's been a while since I've seen him lead the race. But Byron, I'm going to have to disappoint you. Go and look at the penalties.
Oh dear, don't disappoint me. Oh, I'm going to be disappointed, aren't I?
Yep.
I'm disappointed.
The penalties, he has 11 seconds of penalties, does Piero. And that is not good for him at all. But we'll keep an eye on Atim, because he is on fresh mediums, Pope on 4-lap old hards. So we're going to have to keep an eye on in terms of how that develops, because he'll be able to catch up to this pack of cars ahead. And with Piero having 11 seconds of penalties, if Atim can gain a lot here, he will have a chance of getting himself what he would like to see is on the podium, and he might be able to do so.
He's really got a lot of work to do, but what's life without a challenge or two? And challenge he'll be looking to...
That's how you win championships.
How you win championships. It's exactly why I haven't won any.
Oh, here goes Nabil Sick now for the move past Norma Shadow. You'll win one at one point. As goes past Norma Shadow for turn 1 and gets the move done on the Ferrari. Nabil Sick, he's won a couple of races this season. I believe he's run 2 races actually.
Round the outside
around the outsiders. Oh, we've got someone off at Ascari. It's Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider off at Ascari. He's had a huge tank slapper on the rear, it looks like, on the exit. And he's in the wall. That is a full safety car. Both of his rear wheels and his front right wheel has completely come off. And that is Dan Schneider out of this race. And then that is a full safety car. Do you remember that gap we said, Byron, that Atim needed to get back on those front pack? Well, here it is right now. He's about to gain it back on all of those drivers. This could be Titanic again in the championship battle.
Well, everybody's pit this race so far, so it'll be interesting. Does anybody decide to pit? And yes, actually, Aston decides to pit. I think he's actually going to be lapped, maybe, potentially, if the leaders don't pit, but I think they might potentially pit, depending on what they're feeling.
He actually might be able to come out probably just ahead of them, because if he does...
Oh, some of the leaders are pitting.
Oh, yeah, Piero's coming to the pits.
Zeta hasn't, and
Normal Shadow in.
has actually been lapped.
Piero into the pits, Normal Shadow into the pits, Pope into the pits as well, and Aston has actually been lapped, so he's now going to be in the mix of this battle, and he's not going to be allowed, I don't think, to pass the safety car, because in this game it does not let you pass the safety car. So Aston has now been lapped and will not be able to unlap himself. He needed to come out ahead of those guys if he wanted to unlap himself. He probably should have gone round an extra lap, maybe, Byron, and then come into the pits. If he wanted to do that, it was probably a better option from him. But it looked like, so looking at the people who came in, Norma Shadow, Piero, Pope, Leo Cat, Geek Fusion, Rick Holt, Jax, Bonnie, all into the pits for fresh tyres, and that could be a big strategic move from them. Everybody else stays out on their tyres that they're currently on. Atim up into 5th place now, and is not far behind the leaders at all, but crucially has a 3-second penalty to his name.
Well, that penalty is not going to be helping him all too much, so I'm actually just rejoining the session because my game decides to brick it. Don't we just love it when the game decides not to like you, and especially at such a critical point in the race, and it just didn't want to give me the onboards of any driver or just the track. It was just giving me the sky.
Oh, well, that's always fantastic.
Yes, let me commentate the sky. The clouds are looking lovely and blue, and it doesn't look like it was going to be any rain.
Oh, someone in the chat saying I love the commentators. Thank you very much. We try our best. We try our best.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. All the time.
I thought I don't try. thinking I actually put in effort? What a bold assumption.
No, we do put in effort. We put in a lot of effort to make sure that the race... Because someone made a good point to me, actually, Byron, that if the commentators... If you're listening to a race and the commentators are properly getting into the race and, you know, they're excited about it, they're bringing exciting commentary, then, you know, it helps make the race more exciting as well. It makes it more... you know, better to watch and better to listen to because of the commentary behind it. So yeah, always try our best here. Z-Tech, I know you were in the chat before. Your Wi-Fi is bad. Please fix it because you're lagging all over the place, mate. Because I know for a fact you were in the chat before. So yeah, please do something because you are lagging all over the shop right now, mate. And I don't want you to cause a collision with someone. So if you could please try and avoid that, that would be grand. But
it's fine, yeah, he's first.
Surprisingly, Nabil Sik has not lagged out. As Byron, the first like 4 races, Nabil Sik lagged out of every single session, which is why probably he's not as high up in the championship battle as you'd think, even though he's won 2 races. But yeah, his inconsistency with his internet has foiled him. Yeah. Jojo, as always, just remember, guys, I'll say this to everyone. Remember, if you have been in a race and there has been an incident, make sure you go into the Discord. You join our Discord server through our website, gavraracing.org, and yeah, you find the Discord in there. Join the server, and if you do !claim in the F1 chat, then you will be able to place a claim in there, and then the stewards will look at it as soon as possible and award the fairest of penalties. If you are unable to access the Discord, just pop me or Play Dutchy, who is the head steward, or Gavra a message on PlayStation, and yeah, we will definitely take a look at the incident. Make sure you grab video footage as well, because I know a lot of people don't take video footage of their races. So make sure, guys, that set your settings to a 60-minute clip, and then just save the video clip at the end of the race. Upload it to YouTube. Upload it to any other platform where you can watch video. Just upload it there, and we'll take a look at it. Byron, one for you. Wolfie, who I know very well, in the chat saying I love you, Byron. so you got a big fan in the chat.
Yeah, they're all saying they love you, mate. They were saying, hang on, they said they love the commentators, and they said, we love you, Tiger, we love you, Tiger.
Ah, thanks, guys.
Because and then I said, what about me?
I'll tell you for a fact, Ted and Wolfie, they know me very well, which is why they were saying that. But Joe Hype says, I'm also known as a commentator. Come and join the team if you want to commentate. We do actually have quite a lot of commentators now, actually, to be fair. I don't want
competition.
To be fair, when we started this season, it was me, Toussaint, Natty, and Evan, who commentates with me in the freshman, who normally commentates with me in the freshman. They were the only commentators, and then Dutchy, who used to race in the Super League, actually was supposed to be joining for Super League commentary, isn't here today, which is why Byron's here. But yeah, now you're here. We got Zex5's here as well. And ND, Dano, we've got so many people in now, so yeah, so many commentators. But yeah, good to see so many people in the chat today. But Byron, back to the racing, and yeah, the safety car is in this lap, so we're going to get back underway. Green flag racing. Z-Tech Oreos currently leading the pack. Mares behind him in second, Nabil Sik third, Jetsy close behind as well, and Z-Tech Oreo is going to wait, obviously, for that safety car to get in the pits. He doesn't want to hit the limiter. Needs to be careful, though. He's lagging all over the place. He really needs to fix his connection, because he is all over the shop right now, as he's going to wait for quite a while. He needs to get going as soon as possible, and I think he's going to get going now. Yep, he has gone now. So, and away we go here, and it's going to get all forms of feisty at the beginning here, because here comes Nabil Sik and Jetsy going wheel to wheel into turn one. Nabil Sik going to be on the inside, and it's already wheel to wheel action. Normal Shadow and Wiggly Star going wheel to wheel as well. Castangle and Geek Fusion, Rick Holt and Pearson Jacks going wheel to wheel as now. It's at him on the inside now. He's battling with Nabil Sick here as well. Nabil Sick losing out to Jetsy on turn 1 as Atim trying to get involved as well. And Toussaint up behind Nabil Sick as Atim manages to get past. Toussaint now going to look to the outside through the second chicane. Toussaint's gone very deep though, and it's going to rejoin back on the track. It's got Norma Shadow right behind him. We've got Piero around. This huge chaos. Someone's round. There was Aston off the track. Geek Fusion's round. Piero was round as well. And that was a bit of chaos at the back. I don't think though, Byron, no damage to any of the drivers, I don't think. Did you see what happened there?
Well, there was just a bit of orderly chaos, I guess that's how you would describe it. A lot of drivers, I think, might have been losing a bit of their front wing there, as we didn't quite get
just trying to see who may have. I think Piero has front right end plate damage. So, yeah, that's unfortunate for Piero. I don't know if Geek Fusion has anything. No, Geek Fusion going to go to the outside, though. Piero through Parabolica as he's going to get the move done before Parabolica as Pope and Leo Cat going wheel to wheel through Parabolica as Leo Cat now getting all sorts of wiggly on the rear there as I'm not sure. I think looked like Leo Cat had wing damage. No, he doesn't actually. I thought he had end plate wing damage. Norma Shadow going down the inside of Toussaint into the first corner. Atim Grin down the inside of Jetsy. He's going to get the move done now for third place, and Atim is right back in the mix for the lead of the race, and he's got to gain on these guys in front now, but he's got to be careful not to be attacked by Jetsy from behind. Mares has dropped 1.3 seconds back to Z-Tech Oreos. Atim seems to be gaining on Mares, and if Atim can pull a win off here, this would be quite an incredible win after he had his spin earlier, but I'm sure he'd be happy with the podium nevertheless, but he obviously wants to be ahead of these two guys to get ahead of them in the championship. Can you put up the Dank Tank Tom wants the penalties up? Yeah, I can do that for you there, mate. There are the penalties in the race as there you can see all of the different penalties. So Atim actually has 6 seconds of penalties, and that's put him not in a good place in terms of getting a podium in this race. But Norma Shadow is going to go to the outside. Norma Shadow, a bit of a resurgence in the second half of this race. He's going to go round the outside of Nabil Sick, and Nabil Sick still on the white wall tyres. He is on 10-lap old hards, which is why he seems to be struggling so much off of this initial safety car restart phase here, Byron. I think that's why he's struggling so much.
Yeah, well, some of these drivers are going to be on completely different tyres. You could say strategy, but there's not too much difference in strategy. It's really just about tyre compound, and clearly Nabsik not quite on the right strategy, maybe, or maybe he is. Towards the end of the race, he might be faster than the people on the mediums. It's just a game of waiting and finding out, and it's certainly something I want to find out. I know that for sure. Most drivers, though, are on the mediums.
Leo Cat has 11 seconds of penalties here in Monza, but he's right up behind Toussaint now, trying to get involved in his battle. And Pope is actually going to be thinking here, well, Leo Cat's got 11 seconds, Toussaint's got 6 seconds, guy behind me has 6 seconds. I'm in a brilliant position right now to move up at least 2 to 3 positions, because Nabil Sick not far ahead with 3 seconds of penalties, actually within the range, I believe. Yeah, he is actually in that range. So Pope could get a potential 6th place here if he doesn't pick up any more penalties for these last 7 laps. But Atim is gaining on Mares and gaining heavily, Byron, here on these guys. But Leo Cat could be possibly going for the move here of Toussaint into turn 1.
I don't think Pope quite realises, but he could gain so many positions. Actually, looking at it, he could gain upwards of 6 positions. He could be on the podium if he has a brilliant thing. And Leo Cat's round.
Leo Cat's had a big spin. I was right on board with that one. Huge spin there from Leo Cat. Just lost it on the rear. And that was unfortunate because he was running in some points there, actually, and he's now being attacked from Wiggly Style. Wiggly Style might look for the move here into the second chicane, and he's not going to go for it there at the moment. I had a brilliant helicopter camera there. That was lovely from the game, that helicopter camera. It's had a helicopter view of his spin there, Leo Cat, so he won't be happy with me after that one. I got a full view of his spin on the exit at turn 2, but just got to say here, dark horse in this race, Byron, Jax, up into 8th place here. He's got 6 seconds of penalties, but he's still going to pick up some points in the end here, but does also have front right end plate damage as well, I've just realised.
I'm not sure if you realised, but Oreos has a 3-second time penalty, so Mares is in a prime position to potentially win this race.
Mares is second in the championship, I believe, isn't he? So, with what this could turn out as in the end, this could be, as I said, a titanic championship battle. And if Mares wins this, Zitek Oreo is leading the championship, Mares in second, Atom in third. That's the championship order. These guys going to be right next to each other in terms of the championship now, and Zitek Oreo is picking up a very, very crucial 3-second time penalty in this race, which he will not be happy with, because that could cost him the win here, Byron.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it probably will if he doesn't have an absolute mad last few laps on those mediums, which stranger things have happened, so just keep an eye on the gaps between him and other drivers. One driver I am keeping a very close eye on is Pope. He has potential to gain quite a few positions, and I will check the warnings for Mares as I quickly mention this, but he is in a prime position to gain many places.
If we look here, Jack's actually going for the move on Pope. He might try it to the inside here through Parabolica. Will he go for the move? Isn't going to go for it there. Just stays behind for now. Definitely going to go look for the move into turn 1. But, yeah, I don't know, Byron, if you could check in the race director. Someone's asking how many warnings Mares has. So if you could take a look at that for me as well. As there possibly might be a move quickly here. Only has 1 warning. That's very good for Mares as Jack's down the inside of Pope, going to look for the move. Toussaint now having a bit of battle here with Cass Tenglis. Cass trying to look for the move on Toussaint here. Just can't get the move done at the moment. This is allowing Rick Holt to get involved in this battle as well for the back end of these points here. It's these guys battling away. Toussaint on 11 lap old mediums. Cass on 11 lap old mediums. Rick Holt on 7 lap old mediums. So Rick Holt going to be gaining quite a lot on these guys here, as this could come down to the final few laps in this race in terms of where people are going to finish in the points, and obviously penalties will be involved as well. Still 3.5 laps set to go in this race.
Yeah. These drivers are
that's amazing.
Really.
It's someone in the chat, sorry.
At the roses are red, violets are blue.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So I don't know how. Is it Thomas V? I'm going to say it is. Thomas V says roses are red, violets are blue. This race is amazing, and the commentary too. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh, virtual safety car. Aston's out. Aston's at a spin. First Lesmo. Virtual safety car.
We were too busy looking at
but he was right. Aston was right at the back anyway, but Aston's had a big spin on the exit of the first Lesmo and just found himself now retiring from this race. And
Piero was clearly somehow involved, because he's well down the order. He's 16th and 30 seconds away from the race leader. These
may have been something there, I'm not sure.
If these drivers get a drive through, this is going to be crazy.
That's yeah, virtual safety car. It shouldn't have too much of effect on the race. Obviously, the couple of the drivers might pick up some drive-throughs and they're not following the deltas. Leo Cat just picked up a 3-second time penalty, but Mares gaining heavily on the back of Zitek. Atom going to get involved as well. He's right involved in this battle now, but Atom actually could secure a podium here if he doesn't. He has to pick up normal penalties. I don't know if you could check, Byron, how many warnings Atom has, how far he's off of a 9 seconds, and how far Zitek's off of another 6 seconds as well. So I don't know if you could quickly check those 48 people watching, 50 people at one point. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's been an absolutely amazing race tonight from these Super League drivers. So much action happening, as I've accidentally just gone off the chat there. But yeah, thanks everyone who's joined us. But yeah, I don't know if you could quickly check those warnings. But here we might have a move quickly here though. Byron first. It's going to be for the lead of the race, as Mares though going to try and go round the outside through turn 1. There's big contact between the two of them. There's a bit of ghosting, as there's a bit of lag from Zitek, as Mares now going to try and hold it on the outside here through Curva Grande. These two championship rivals battling out here. Leo Cat retires in the pit lane as Mares and Zitek Oreo still going wheel to wheel here. This is the battle for the lead of the race and the championship, and Mares going to get past. Oh, Zitek's had a bit of a Z-Tech's had a bit of a loosey-goosey on the rear, and he's dropped down behind Atom. Atom just sent it. Was it a good send or a dirty send?
It was a good send. It was a very good send.
Very good. Could be overtaking the week, everyone lover, for next week if you want to take a look at that one. But Atom now is actually been going for the lead of the race here, and isn't going to try it into Ascari. But Byron, I'll let you quickly get in your warnings if you want to quickly run through those, because we've got a battle on our hands here for the final few laps.
Well, Mahrez is only on one warning. Atom has quite a bit of space. He's actually not got enough warnings. He's currently on a blank sheet, so he can get 2 more warnings until the 3rd time. He'll get a 6-second penalty. So at this point, it's looking good for Mahrez, as his only real competition has 6 seconds of penalties.
Atom now needs do you know how many warnings Z-Tech has? Because Atom needs Z-Tech to pick up another 3 seconds in these next 2 laps if Atom wants to take 2nd place. He has to pick up another penalty. Oh, there's a battle here. Norma Shadow and Norma Shadow number 6. Sorry, go wheel to wheel through Curva Grande, and there's a battle here. But in the back here, there's a 3-way battle. I think 2 Saints drop back, and he's having a battle here with Geek Fusion and Rick Cole. Rick Cole trying to go round the outside from Curva Grande here. He's going to go down the inside barrier. It's all kicking off here in the final part of this race. Is 2 Saints going to try and go down there the inside as well? Squeezed a little bit onto the gravel by Geek Fusion, who squeezed a little bit there onto the gravel by Geek. I don't think he'll be too happy with that one. But how many warnings does Z-Tech have?
Well, Z-Tech has 1 warning after that 3-second time penalty, so we can take 1 more until there'll be his 3rd strike, and he's back with another 3 seconds.
Z-Tech has to keep it within the track limits this final lap, otherwise Atom could take 2nd place here, but it's looking like Mahrez is going to keep the win if anything happens here on this final lap, as we're going to go into the final lap here. Byron, what a race this has been. What a battle this has been for the championship. Atom now, he's going to be looking for the move here. He's going to go around the outside. This is for the lead of the race here. It's not going to count for too much because of the penalties, but he's gone down the inside and he's made the move done, and Atom is back up into the lead in this race, but it's got quite a few penalties to his name. Mahrez closely behind him as well. Z-Tech Orioles not too far behind as well, and there's a 4-way battle here for the lead in this race. Norma Shadow not too far behind here, but these guys are a little bit out of it. Norma Shadow had 9 seconds of penalties. Z-Tech Orioles now, if he picks up another 3 seconds, Norma Shadow has 12 seconds now of penalties here, and what a battle we've got here for the lead this race, as Z-Tech Orioles closely behind Mahrez as well. And Byron, wow, this is incredible, but Atom pulled out a 2nd gap, but it's not going to be good enough. Z-Tech needs to pick up a 3 seconds. Will he go for the move to the inside of Mahrez? Isn't going to go for it here. He needs to make sure he's not going to pick up any penalties through these next set of corners. He's kept it on track, and it might be Mahrez, then Z-Tech, and then Atom in this race, unless anything happens through Parabolica, as Jetsy now right up behind Z-Tech as well. He's trying to get involved in this battle as you go round the final corner. Someone's lost on the exit of Viscari. It's Castengo, but Atom going to come across the line, take the win, but it'll be Mahrez in the end who takes the win. Z-Tech in 2nd. Atom will take 3rd. Pope, what a result for him, takes 4th place. Jetsy in 5th. Nabil Sick in 6th place. Norma Shadow in 8th. Bonnie in 9th. Jackson 10th, Wiggly Star in 11th, Geek Fusion in 12th. Yeah, everybody just spinning across the line. Toussaint got dropped to 13th in the end. Castengle in 14th, and Piero is going to come across the line in 15th. But Byron, wow, what an end to that race, and what a race in general, incredible.
Piero's lost it, he's DNF'd. Piero lost it through Ascari and DNF'd him as he hit the wall on the exit.
He was out the points anyway, so I don't think it would have been too much to him, but
wow. What a crazy race. You don't get racing much closer than that. Penalties really came into the equation here, but when you count penalties into it, these drivers had a pretty good battle on their hands for that race lead, and well, do you think the right person was on the top step of the podium, or do you think somebody else deserved that?
I really don't know. It was so close between those 3 on the podium right there. The 3 in that championship battle. Absolutely incredible from those three. Incredible, incredible race. If Tim hadn't have spun that, I don't know what could have happened in that race. He might have been able to pull the gap. I don't know. But the penalties in the end let him down. And in the end, that's what it comes down to. And Mahrez takes the win and closes that gap to Zetec Oreos in the championship. Atim moves slowly further away here, but still is going to stay with them in the battle. He's definitely not out of it. Pope will finish in 4th, Jetsy in 5th, Nabil Sik will take 6th place, Rick Holt in 7th, Norma Shadow in 8th, Bonnie in 9th, and Jax will take 10th place, picks up a point in the end after his quali ban. And there were the rest of the drivers outside the top 10. And
Well,
yeah, what an incredible
Pearson
race.
Pearson only just clambered into the points there, really quite close for him. These drivers, though, really had to fight for everything. That late race safety car really shook the order up, and some drivers pit, others didn't. It was really an interesting battle to see who did what, and strategy really came into the equation. But obviously, really interesting to think what it could have been for Tim if he hadn't have had that spin. Really could have probably taken it to the line and won, maybe. But obviously, you don't know how it would have changed if it wasn't for him being in that situation there. It's very interesting that these guys are at the top of their game, and well, they've clearly proven it with an incredible race, which is certainly one no one is going to be angry at.
No, definitely. What a race from these Super League drivers. And I hyped it up for you, Byron. I said these Super League races are good, and I think that has just proved it right there, that these Super League races are definitely some of the best here we have in Gavra Racing. But thank you to everyone who's joined us in the chat. Thank you to everyone. Quite a lot of people said great action and great commentating. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Thank you, Byron, for joining me once again and stepping in again for my usual co-commentators. And expect to see more of Byron, because definitely have you in some more commentaries, mate. But no, it's been a good one. Really great race today. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the race around Fuji in the GT Sport League in Group 1, which will be streamed tomorrow. And yeah, we're in Group 2 cars around the Fuji International Speedway. So make sure you tune in for that track. It's going to be a good one with the big straight. And yeah, that tricky final sector as well. Yeah, well, it's got a huge long straight and a really tricky final sector where there's going to be a lot of people spinning on that track. So yeah, make sure you tune in for GT Sport tomorrow, where I think me and Toussaint might be able to wrap up the championship. But I think it's yeah, I think it's not quite there yet to do that in the constructors, but. Yeah, the Drivers' Championship still goes on over there as well, and then the Group 2 race will be streamed later on in the weekend. So yeah, make sure you tune in for them. But thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Byron, for joining me once again, and we will see you all GT Sport tomorrow. Make sure you tune in as well, forgot about that, for the 6th year anniversary race on Sunday. Make sure you tune in for then 6 years of Gavra Racing. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that on Sunday as well. And yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all later on.